All right, folks, grab your controllers and brace yourselves. It's game time. Time for another round of Super Mario Odyssey, a game that, when you really think about it, has a lot in common with the wild world of politics. Mario's out there on a mission to save Princess Peach, and, well, I've had my fair share of missions too. But they didn't involve capturing power moons. I'll tell you that. It's like the Oval Office and the Mushroom Kingdom had a secret love child.
Oh yeah, I'm all fired up for tonight. And it's great to be back with the boys club without Michelle this time. But you know what, Don? You might be onto something there. Mario's got to save the princess, and I've got to save the country. Similar missions, if you ask me. And just like Mario, you have to keep moving forward, no matter what obstacles are thrown your way. It's like trying to find your way through a maze of red tape in Washington.
Yes, Joe, I know that. I'm practically a Mario Maestro, so you don't have to tell me that. But thanks for the info, bro. You know, I've been stomping Goombas and Koopas since before it was cool.
Yo, Joe, it's my wife you're talking about, huh? But yeah, it's always nice to play with the boys club, though I must admit, gaming with Michelle is a blast too. So whether it's rescuing the princess or solving complex national issues, it's all about determination and resilience. Mario never gives up. Just like we shouldn't give up on making a positive impact on our nation. It's like hope and change, but with more mushrooms.
Speaking of resilience, did anyone catch how Mario bounced back from that fall into the pit? It's like a political comeback, but with more bounce. And let me tell you, I know a thing or two about comebacks. It's like when you're down in the polls, but you come back stronger than ever.
Donnie, you're right on the money there. Mario is like a metaphor for perseverance. Just like in politics, you can't let a setback keep you down. You've got to keep jumping, keep moving forward, and collect those power moons or votes along the way. It's like campaigning, but with more mushrooms and less mudslinging.
And speaking of setbacks, did anyone see that tricky platforming section with the moving platforms? It's like navigating a tight election race where one wrong move can set you back, but you have to keep your cool and find the right path to success. It's like trying to win over swing voters in a battleground state.
Brock, I'll have you know I aced that section. It's all about having the best team, just like I did in my administration. I had the best. Believe me, it's like assembling a team of superstars to tackle the challenges of the White House.
Donnie, I couldn't help but notice you fell into the lava 3 times during that section. It's like a 3-time presidential candidate who just can't catch a break. But, you know, we all have our moments. It's like those debate gaffes that become legendary.
Well, Joe, even the best have their moments of, let's say, strategic repositioning. And besides, it's not about the setbacks. It's about how you recover and keep moving forward. Just like Mario, you dust off that red cap and get back in the game.
Hey there, folks. Let's talk about those power moons for a minute. They're like political endorsements, and Mario's out here snagging them up like they're votes on election day. It's all about building that crucial support to achieve your grandiose goals, just like navigating the labyrinth of Capitol Hill.
Barack, you know me. I always strive to collect the most power moons, just like I aim to secure the most electoral votes. Winning is the name of the game, and I've got a PhD in winning, believe me.
Donnie, while collecting power moons is important, it's not the only goal. It's about the journey and making the kingdom better. Just like in politics, it's about improving people's lives and leaving a lasting, positive impact. It's like rebuilding the country one policy at a time.
Joe, you hit the nail on the head. We should always keep the bigger picture in mind and focus on what truly matters. Just like Mario's journey isn't solely about collecting power moons, it's about bringing light and joy back to the kingdom, kind of like restoring hope in a nation.
But folks, let's not forget about those pesky puzzles. They're like those complex policy challenges. You have to figure out the right combination to move forward. And let me tell you, I'm a puzzle-solving master. It's like navigating the intricacies of international diplomacy, only with more jumping and less handshaking.
Donnie, you make a valid point there. Just like in politics, sometimes you have to think outside the box to find solutions. It's about innovation and adaptability, much like trying to balance the budget in a post-apocalyptic mushroom kingdom.
And Don, did you notice how Mario has to work with his trusty hat Cappy to solve puzzles and overcome obstacles? It's akin to building a strong team in politics. You need the right partners to succeed, just like I had Michelle by my side.
Barack, you're spot on. Mario and Cappy are a dynamic duo, much like my administration with all its winning strategies. You need a team that complements your strengths and knows how to handle those tough Goomba-like situations.
Let's not forget the importance of teamwork and unity. It's like working with members of both parties to achieve common goals. We're all in this together, just like Mario and his friends on this adventurous quest. Maybe I should invite some Republicans over for a friendly game night at the White House.
Joe, teamwork is vital, but sometimes you've got to be the leader who charges ahead and shows everyone how it's done. You've got to be the one to make those big jumps and take charge of the situation, just like I did when I built those beautiful, tremendous walls in Mario Maker, of course.
Well, listen, I've got to say it's been another fantastic gaming session. Just like in the world of politics, we've faced challenges, had some setbacks, but in the end we persevered, stuck together, and had a heck of a lot of fun. So let's keep this spirit of unity and fun alive as we embark on the next leg of our adventure in Super Mario Odyssey. And remember, in both gaming and governance, it's all about that sweet balance between strategy and having a good time.
You know, guys, I can't help but wonder how everyone else out there is playing this game. Are they as competitive as me, or do they take a more laid-back, let's see what happens approach? I mean, I've always been a winner. And even in Mario's world, I'm aiming to collect the most power moons and come out on top.
I bet there are some folks out there who strategize every jump, just like they do with policy decisions. They probably plan their every move in advance, carefully calculating the trajectory of each jump, just like we plan the future of our country.
Joe, you're spot on. There are definitely players who meticulously collect every coin and power moon, just like they balance every line item in a budget. It's all about those fiscal and gaming responsibilities, my friends.
And then there are the risk takers, the players who leap into the unknown without a second thought. Just like some politicians who embrace bold reforms without considering the consequences. I mean, who needs a safety net when you're the master of your destiny, right?
Those risk takers might be onto something. Sometimes you've got to take a leap of faith and trust that you'll land on solid ground. It's like that moment when you decide to run for president. Even though the political landscape seems as treacherous as a Mario level filled with piranha plants.
Speaking of solid ground, there are probably players out there who never jump unless they're absolutely certain it's safe. Just like some politicians who won't make a move without polling data. They're all about those approval ratings and playing it safe.
Barack, that's true, but you've got to take calculated risks. It's like making a decision that might not be popular, but you believe it's the right thing to do. Sometimes you got to be a Mario in a world of Goombas. You know what I mean?
Donnie, you know, there are probably some players who get lost in the game world, exploring every nook and cranny, just like they get lost in the details of legislation. It's all about thoroughness, and in both cases, it's easy to get sidetracked by the shiny things along the way.
Joe, you're absolutely right. Some players may even get lost in the lore of the game, reading every bit of backstory and analyzing character motivations, just like they analyze political history. I mean, who can resist diving deep into the Mushroom Kingdom's rich narrative, right? It's like reading a thrilling political thriller, only with more plumbing and fewer press conferences.
And then there are the speedrunners, folks, those players who sprint through the game faster than a New York minute, just like some politicians who push for rapid change like they've got a hot dog stand at the Indy 500.
Donnie, speed isn't always the answer. Sometimes you've got to take your time, sip a cup of Joe, and consider the consequences of your actions. It's like when you're waiting for the right moment to sign an executive order. It's all about timing, my friends.
And let's not forget the completionists, those players who won't rest until they've collected every last item in the game, just like some politicians who won't rest until they've achieved every goal on their agenda. I mean, those are the folks who read every single page of the healthcare bill.
Boys, you're right, but it's crucial to prioritize and focus on what really matters. You can't do everything all at once, just like you can't build a wall around the entire Mushroom Kingdom. You've got to start with one castle at a time.
Don, it's like finding that balance between ambition and realism. You aim high, but you also have to be practical about what's achievable. It's like trying to get Congress to agree on pizza toppings. You've got to compromise.
Well, guys, one thing's for sure. No matter how they're playing, everyone's in it for the thrill of the game, just like we're in it for the thrill of politics. It's the kind of adrenaline rush that makes your hair stand on end, even if it's a wig.
Donnie, you're absolutely right. It's the challenges, the victories, and the camaraderie that make it all worthwhile. But after all, I think you two are good players, and I'm sure our viewers out there appreciate the fun we're having. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Don't be shy. We love hearing from our constituents, I mean followers.
Yes, indeed, Barack. I love the support from our viewers. It's like connecting with one big, fantastic family. But you know what? I've been thinking lately. How about we start another terrific channel with us leading the charge? What do you guys think?
Haha, starting another channel, Don? I hope you can manage that, bro, but what would you suggest?
You know, Barack, I'm dead serious about this. In this digital age, we should tap into the vast potential of online platforms, specifically YouTube, and create a channel that features us, the former presidents of the United States. It's not just an idea, it's an opportunity to engage with a diverse audience and offer them something unique and entertaining. Trust me, it's going to be huge, tremendous even. Just imagine, Presidents Play Mario or Commander-in-Chief Challenges. It's time to bring some presidential flair to the YouTube universe.
Donnie, that's an interesting proposition you've got there. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's delve into the specifics. What exactly would we do on this channel? What's our angle? You know, we could make cooking videos instead of gaming videos, bring some flavor to the table.
Well, Joe, picture this. Cooking with Presidents. It's a delightful show where we come together in the kitchen and whip up culinary wonders, sharing our favorite recipes and cooking tips with the world. We delve into everything from savory dishes to mouth-watering desserts, all while adding a presidential flair to it. And Joe, I hate to say it, but your baked cookies do have a tendency to come out of the oven most of the time completely black.
Hey, that's not entirely untrue. Well, okay, maybe it is, but I can work on that, you know. We can always order a few extra fire extinguishers just in case.
Barack, you're always thinking about healthy eating. I say we pivot a bit and make it a barbecue show, Presidential Pitmasters. Just imagine the best ribs, the most incredible brisket, and the juiciest burgers. People are going to love it, believe me. And let's not forget about the Trump's Tower of Toppings for burgers, the finest and classiest toppings you've ever seen.
Don, I appreciate the barbecue idea, but let's add some humor to the mix. How about a segment called Presidential Punchlines? We take turns telling jokes, anecdotes, and funny stories, trying to outdo each other with our wit. Laughter is universal, and it's a fantastic way to connect with our audience. And remember, Don, I've been told I have a mean dad joke game.
That's a great suggestion, Joe. In addition to the humor, we should incorporate challenges into our content. We can create presidential challenges where we compete in a wide array of activities, from trivia contests to obstacle courses. Plus, we could dedicate a special episode to charity, where the proceeds go to a noble cause, showcasing our commitment to making a positive impact. We'll call it Presidential Philanthropy.
And we shouldn't forget the Trump's Truths segment. In this portion, I'll provide viewers with my unfiltered insights and perspectives on various topics. People appreciate my candid approach, and they'll get the real inside scoop on everything. We'll call it Straight from the Trump Tower.
Donnie, speaking of variety, let's include a segment where we read mean tweets about ourselves. It'll be like Presidential Roast, a hilarious way to address criticism with a good dose of self-deprecation. And remember, folks, we can handle a little heat, even in the kitchen.
And for those who appreciate intellectual discussions, we can introduce Presidential Book Club. Each of us selects a book to read and dissect, allowing our audience to explore our intellectual interests and insights. Let's call it Presidential Page Turners.
Plus, we'll have to showcase our physical prowess in a presidential workout episode. People need to see how we stay in such great shape. Fitness is universal, and it'll resonate with our viewers. We'll call it Presidential Pumping Iron. And believe me, folks, we've got the best trainers. Tremendous trainers.
Donnie, you're all about those workouts. I'll bring my Peloton to the set. We can have a friendly competition. Let's call it Presidential Peloton Showdown, where we pedal our way to glory.
In addition to the physical aspect, we could have a segment where we respond to fan questions. Presidential Q&A would be an opportunity to address the curiosities and concerns of our audience directly, bridging the gap between us and our viewers. And who knows, maybe we'll even get a question about our favorite ice cream flavors.
And of course, we should have a presidential debate episode where we tackle various current events and discuss our stances on key issues. It'll be a great way to showcase our political acumen and engage in insightful discussions. We'll call it Presidential Debate Showdown, and believe me, it'll be huge.
That's an excellent idea. It's a chance for us to demonstrate how we handle tough issues, foster healthy debates, and most importantly, show that we can come together regardless of our political differences to engage constructively. Plus, I've got some classic debate one-liners up my sleeve.
Well, folks, as we brainstorm these ideas, it's becoming increasingly evident that this YouTube channel could be a hit. Not only will it be a fun way to connect with people and share our personalities, but it also offers a unique platform for us to bridge divides and remind everyone that beyond the politics, we're just three guys looking to have a good time together. It's like a political bromance, but with more Mario Kart.
Absolutely, Barack. Plus, it'll be tremendous for our personal brands. We'll have people from all walks of life tuning in, enjoying the content we create, and in turn, developing a deeper connection with us. It's a win-win situation. The art of the YouTube deal, if you will.
Well, enough great ideas we can suggest for the future, but for now, let's keep focusing on the game nights. That's so much fun, and we have still so many games to finish before we move on to something else. We've got a backlog of games longer than the line at a Chicago deep dish pizza joint.
Yes, indeed, Barack. So I want to thank you boys for this lovely evening and the interesting ideas. Nice to hear all the creativity. And Don, I promise not to steal your plans, but if you ever need some advice on drafting a speech, you know where to find me, right?
Yo, don't try to steal any of my plans, Grandpa. I'm making myself rich with those plans. Mark my words, we'll call it the Trump Empire Expansion Project.
Haha, yeah, sure, in your dreams, Donnie. So thanks to all our viewers for watching, and we'd love to see you back in another video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, folks. It's been a blast, and we're looking forward to more presidential shenanigans in the future.